Hello everyone, it's Ojamajestic here, and today I'll be giving you a compact free-to-play guide on how to start your Master Duel journey off on the right foot. It might all seem quite daunting in the beginning because it's a rather complex game, but I still think there is an amazing experience to be found after you get over those initial hurdles. So let's get started. After downloading the game on mobile or PC, the latter being more enjoyable in my opinion, you go through the tutorial where you get to choose a starter deck. This choice will not be significant for long, but I would advise you to go for the synchro deck because you can use some of those cards in the beginning. After some time you'll get the auto starters as well, and they become rather irrelevant rather quickly, so don't think about it too much. After the initial tutorial, the game really opens up, meaning that it's time to get you a good deck. I will leave all the accompanying deck lists mentioned throughout this video in the description to make this a bit easier to follow. So let's get started with the first deck. If the mutual follower campaign is still running when you watch this video, then I would advise you to use my code, which I will list in the description, to unlock the Swordsoul deck from said event. This beginner-friendly synchro deck can consistently put up some pretty strong endboards which can help you win from your opponents. The basic combo goes as follows. You get to Moye through drawing it, Swordsoul Emergence, or Incredible Ecclesia the Virtuous. You summon Moye, reveal a worm in hand to make a token, make Shishao with the token, search Long Yuan, special Long Yuan by discarding the worm in hand and make a token as well, and with that token you make a level 10 synchro like Yang Zing, for example. I will link a video in the description with some more in-depth information, but this should get you started. If the mutual follower campaign isn't running anymore, then I would advise you to buy a structure deck thrice, which you can do with the gems you got from the tutorial and some missions as well. In this video I'll be using the Cyber Dragon structure deck as an example because I love the deck, but other decks like Salaman Grades will also do a great job if they seem more fun to you. Cyber Dragons are an aggressive going second deck which aims to kill your opponent in one turn. This is called Decaying. The basic combo requires Cyber Dragon Core in hand, which you can draw or search with Cyber Emergency or Cybernetic Horizon. You normal summon Core, search for Cyber Dark Realm, activate Cyber Dark Realm, search Cyber Dark Chimera, summon it with the effect of Cyber Dark Realm, and activate it to pitch a spell or trap card from your hand to search Power Bond. Then you activate Power Bond to fusion summon one of your powerful extra deck monsters to kill your opponent in one turn with monsters from hand, field or grave. Once again I will link a more in-depth video in the description, but this combo should be enough to get you started. Now that you get the basic version of one or both of these decks, it's time to upgrade them. But for that you will need gems. Your two main ways to get gems early on are by completing missions, which you can do by playing in the solo mode or by unlocking new secret packs. And secondly, you can also play against other people on ladder or in events. When it comes to the solo mode, I would advise you to play Duel Restart and Duel Training with your new deck to gain some gems and learn the basics of the game. You don't actively need to unlock new secret packs because you will do this passively when buying packs. So let's talk about buying packs and spending gems. When spending your gems, it might be wise to spend them on some places first before going elsewhere. I would advise the following. Bundles, starting with the Ash Blossom and the Infinite Permanence bundles, and a secret pack of a deck you really want to build. Bundles will be a cost-efficient way to get the SRs and URs you need to unlock secret packs, and you will also get some staples like the previously mentioned Ash Blossom and Infinite Permanence. And after unlocking the secret packs you want, more on that in a minute, they should become your focus because they contain a lot of cards from a certain archetype or certain archetypes. So if you want to build a deck based on these archetypes, they will become the most cost-efficient way to spend your gems. In your case, these would be the Swordsoul or Cyber Dragon secret packs, for example. It is also important to note that when you're buying non-bundle packs, it is in general advised to do temples because they will give you a guaranteed SR. Besides these options, there are selection packs, which you can ignore in the beginning, master packs, which you should mostly avoid in general, and time-limited bundles, which can be worthwhile. Lastly, there are also some cosmetics, which will allow you to customize many of the visual aspects of the game, and the Duel Pass, Master Duel's Battle Pass. In my opinion, it's worth the gems if you're going to play a lot, and it really doesn't matter when you buy it, because the XP just gets stored anyway. It gives you cosmetics and crafting points on top of your initial gem investment. Do however check when it expires though, so you don't waste any of your gems. You can also get the crafting points I just mentioned by dismantling cards you don't want in the deck editor. Each normal card will give you 10 dust, each glossy card will give you 15 dust, and each royal rare card will give you 30 dust. I would however advise you to not convert any royal rares due to their rarity. Konami also made it rather easy to dismantle all your extra cards, so cards that exceed a playset, by using the dismantle all extra cards function in the deck editor. You can use 30 dust of a certain rarity, so N, R, SR and UR, to craft a card of said rarity. Crafting SR and UR cards that are in a secret pack will also unlock their respective secret pack for 24 hours. The first time you unlock a secret pack this way, you will also get a free pull. Make sure you use the option to show card rarities to make this easier to follow for yourself. Besides that, you can also click here to show cards you don't currently own, so you can add them to the deck to make use of the craft all function to streamline the crafting process. Now that you know how to craft, you should also be able to upgrade your deck. I will list budget and fully upgraded versions of the decks in the description, so you'll be ready for the ranked ladder. Do however note that some of the cards in these lists can be locked behind selection packs, master packs or legacy packs, so some crafting may be necessary. Sometimes cards are even locked behind solo mode, but that's not the case with these decks to my knowledge. In these decks you'll see a lot of so-called hand traps. Here's a quick overview of what the most common ones do, but I'll make a separate video about them in the future. You'll find them in most decks because they serve as a tool to help you interact with your opponent. If you want to look at what's currently popular or you want to build a new deck, then I would recommend using Master Duel Meta, the site on which all my deck profiles are, to check out the current best decks, and maybe you can even start building those decks if you want to. Now look, I know that all of this may seem overwhelming at first, but you will probably get used to it sooner than later. After reading your cards carefully and playing a few games, I'm sure you'll get the hang of it, since the visual cues of Master Duel make it quite easy to remind you of what options you have. If some mechanics of the game of Yu-Gi-Oh aren't clear to you yet, I would advise you to check out my video on how to get into Yu-Gi-Oh, where I go over some things that I found difficult when I was starting out. But if you want to try an easier version of Yu-Gi-Oh, you could also try Duel Links first. If that seems more your speed, I also have a video on it to help you start out, which I will link in the description. And that was it, gamers. Thank you for watching. The hand trap guide and TCG guide are coming soon, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. But more importantly, tell your homies you love for me, okay? Bye bye.